I think it's super important for performers to have a real interest in their mental and physical health. It's just integral to what they're doing. So they have to think about the physicality of their movement, whether they're a musician or a dancer, or just keeping resilient as an actor and thinking about the strains of the job. So as a performer, if you want to go and see someone with a problem, the first port of call is usually your GP. My advice to performers when you're going to see your GP is it's imperative to say what your career is, your vocation, because a lot of GPs may not realize the importance of treating your condition early. So for example, with singers, if they're experiencing acid reflux, mention that you're a singer, mention that this is your job, because for someone else, it might just react well to lifestyle changes over a long period of time, but for a singer, it may cause chronic inflammation, which may end your career. So the ultimate thing is to have a chat with them, be frank with them, and outline your concerns about your job. Then they might be able to signpost you down a different pathway. For performers, physical health is extremely important. If you think about it, you're not just sitting doing one position all day, you're not at a desk job. You have to think about the physicality of your role. You want to be doing exercises that help strengthen your joints and your muscles regularly so that you're prepared for any eventuality. In addition, a lot of performers tend to be hypermobile or hyperflexible, and I talk about the idea of thinking about strengthening your core and the smaller muscle groups, seeking advice from hypermobile and generalized hypermobility forums. The other thing to think about is, in addition to strength training, also the right amount of stretching, the right amount of physical exercise, which also helps the mind. So something like walking or running, or even dancing, if it's not your main profession, letting loose of that steam is just as important. Many performers will spend much of their life on tour, and with that comes its own range of challenges. Often when you're on tour, there might not be as good quality food, so think about some of the important snacks that you could bring with you that you know are nutritious and good for you. Sleep on tour, it might be really difficult to get good sleep. There's the energy, there's the buzz. You're more likely perhaps to drink a bit more, there may be drugs involved. The kind of things to think about is alcohol actually affects the stages of sleep. So if you drink too much alcohol, you don't get into deep sleep. And then if you don't get into deep sleep, that's the bit when you're really in the recovery phase. So thinking about limiting the amount you drink, especially when you're on tour, so that you get good quality sleep. So I think every performer knows that they experience a lot of mental health challenges throughout their career. Many performers are under the strain to perform. They're in the limelight, they have the pressure of the job, and they have to be the best all the time. Understandably, that can lead to having concerns on the mental health. They feel that pressure, they may feel anxiety. They feel that pressure, they may get burnt out. They may get physical symptoms of this stress. So ultimately, the mental health of the performer is crucial, and it's the sort of thing that I would argue you need to think about on a daily basis. Some of the things that I talk to my patients about, especially the performers, is thinking about the mind and the mind's connection to the body. So starting off with a concept called mindfulness and integrating that into your day. That can be in various forms. You could do something like a mindful walk, you can do mindful meditation, anything that allows you to sit with yourself and your breath for just a few minutes every day, and it's about switching off. Some performers really struggle with the late nights because they're often performing late. So then I suggest doing something like a mindfulness in the evening. In every performer's life, it's likely that they're going to experience an injury or a physical symptom or a mental health related problem that's going to impact on them. And this is really key, that you listen to your body and you listen to your mind. As soon as you start to notice something different about you, go and seek help. So a lot of the performers that I meet may come to me with problems that they've had for a long time, and those are chronic problems, if you like. Chronic problems take a long time to recover from. They may not even recover, potentially. But if you start to notice that there's a niggle or something early, if you treat it earlier, you're less likely to lose work. You might be able to get back to work sooner, and it doesn't become a chronic issue. BAPAM is the British Association of Performing Arts Medicine. It's a charity with a range of specialists and clinicians, all of whom have an interest in the performing arts and have had a wide range of experience treating people with problems related to performing arts. So if you find that you're needing more than what you're getting from the National Health Service, this is where something like BAPAM comes in and is brilliant. because at BAPAM you can be streamlined and signposted directly to a specialist who's going to help you, and they're used to treating performers. They know exactly the demands of the job, but they're also experienced with these sorts of injuries and problems. So I would advise, if you're not getting any help or you feel you're not getting any better through your NHS GP, then come and see a specialist at BAPAM. We're used to seeing hundreds of performers a year, including people who feel like they've lost hope, that they've tried everything and they may not get back to performing. And I just wanted to reassure that because we have such a wide range of clinicians who their niche is dealing with performing artists, more often than not, a lot of these performers actually get back to doing the thing that they love the most.